Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'd like to welcome all of our viewers to another episode of the program, The Truth About Islam. Unfortunately, in the world today, there are many understandings, ideas, and opinions about the religion of Islam, which unfortunately are not correct. We'd like to take a few minutes of your time in these episodes to address some of those issues and present to you the truth about Islam. Today, we're continuing some of our very special episodes from the United States of America entitled Islam in America. Today, we're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we're going to visit some of the masjids and schools and Muslim businesses here to give our viewers an idea of what life is like for Muslims in America. So please join us on this journey of discovery of Islam in America. Welcome, welcome. We'd like to welcome our viewers back to continue with us on our journey of Islam in America and discovering what life is like for Muslims living in America. We're here in South Philadelphia with a Muslim family, the family of our brother Jihad Ahmed Anderson. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Really, I just want to thank you for inviting us into your home. And I just want to talk to you about a few things to give our viewers an idea of what life is like for Muslims in America and the dynamics of raising a Muslim family here in America. But before we go to that, if you and your wife can just tell us briefly of how you accepted Islam for yourself.
Well, I'll let you go first.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I've been blessed to be Muslim since birth, so mashallah, I come from a lineage of my parents are Muslim, and that's how I came into Islam. I was born in Muslim.
Okay, and what about your parents? How did they come to Islam?
My mother was actually one of the first in her family to become Muslim when she was a child, when 14 years old. This was during the time of the Black Panther movement, the Revolutionary, and the Nation of Islam, but they were never in the Nation of Islam when they heard about practicing the Sunni Muslims. My mother entered into Islam by way of a friend who taught her, and then alhamdulillah, Allah chose all of my grandmother's children, 10 out of 13 of them to take Shahada. They come from a Lutheran background, but my mother was 14 when she accepted Islam, and all of my aunts and uncles followed her. SubhanAllah.
Okay. Brother Jihad?
Assalamu alaikum. My first introduction to Islam was the same as many African American men, via the Nation of Islam. It wasn't under like Elijah Muhammad. It was later on through Louis Farrakhan and reading the autobiography on Malcolm X. Prompt me to become more of a Sunni Muslim. I would say there are a few other family members in my family that are Muslims, but I'm really like the first family generation Muslim. This is my little tribe right here.
Right, and let's just talk to them a minute. If we could just have your kids just to introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Anaya. I go to Universal Institute Charter School. I'm 10 years old. I like to pray with my family. And
How old are you?
10 years old.
Okay. If maybe there's other girls your age and they're watching you here on this program and they don't know anything about Islam. What could you just tell them a few things about Islam?
Well, it's a great thing. It's great to be Muslim because other people will not be looking at you and stuff.
Okay, all right. This is your brother? What's your name?
Akil.
Akil?
Yes.
Okay. And how old are you, Akil?
5.
You're 5? Almost 6?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see your sister. Hand the mic to your sister. And what's your name?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is
Wa alaikum
Amina.
salam. Amina. And how old are you, Amina?
7.
7? Okay. And if you could tell the kids, other kids out there who are 7 years old, they just want to know just one thing from Islam about you, what could you tell them? Who do Muslims pray to?
Allah.
Okay. If you can pass your mic to your mother now. I just want to ask you, as a Muslim family, what are some of the issues that are facing the Muslim parents trying to raise a Muslim family here in America?
I would say one of the one of the biggest issues is the music industry, the videos, which promotes a lot of fornication. It makes it difficult for our children because when they see the women and they're unclothed, then they don't feel as though they're as beautiful, so then they want to dress like they dress. The influence from outside of the homes with non-Islamic values and constantly trying to promote our Islamic values here in the house, and then when they leave our home and they're around other children who may not be Muslim, we're constantly struggling with that.
And what are some of the things you've done to try to insulate them from these unwanted influences?
Mm-hmm. My husband calls me a little rigid, but I handpick their friends, and I don't like to let them be out amongst a lot of non-Muslim children. Not to say there's anything wrong with non-Muslim children, because this is our way to promote Islam, but I'm very cautious and mindful of the type of children that they're around, because they say, there's a hadith that says that you are on the religion of your companions. Mm-hmm. So I want my children to be on the religion of those who are on a straight path to go to Jannah, inshallah. So that's not just the hijab, but just that's one of the most difficult things, the music industry.
And what about in terms of schooling? How have you structured their schooling?
Well, currently they're attending the Universal Institute Charter School. That's where my husband works, mm-hmm. and it's a charter school, semi-public, mm-hmm. so it's not an Islamic school. But what we do when they have a lot of children that are Muslim who attend the school, but I'm a teacher myself. I teach kindergarten, and I've been blessed to travel overseas and have some traditional studies. So I do a lot of things with them at home, whereas they may not get Islamic studies in school. Mm-hmm. But alhamdulillah, when they come home, we have study time together. We have Quran time every Thursday. Alhamdulillah, we have iftars just to build the Islamic values, because although they're not getting it in school, it has to start at home.
Right. And while you still have the mic, I want to ask you about the women, the Muslim woman in America,
Yes.
There's many issues that face Muslim women in America. And if you can briefly just talk about what are the major issues facing Muslim women in America?
You have to give me a minute to think about it.
Okay, but I'll give you a minute to think about it. But there are a lot of misconceptions about Muslim women.
Right.
And we find that a lot of women are accepting Islam. What are some of the questions they ask you when they're trying to learn about Islam and overcome those misconceptions?
Well, we always have the first question, the first two questions. Aren't you hot? And can't your husband have more than one wife? Mm-hmm. That is that is the most popular question, mm-hmm. And I'd say, well, it's 95 degrees outside, everyone's hot.
Yes.
And then it opens up the door for me